Said there was 20 or something. I don't believe you.
And it's Austin bawling his eyes out and Catherine absolutely screaming.
Publicly talking about that is hurtful. It's like so detailed. I told him not to bring that girl. I'm trying to hold the very little peace that we have in our family.
Catherine is finally speaking out, exposing Austin McBroom. Not only has she spoken out in her book that she came out with, but she went on to the Call Her Daddy podcast this week, and Austin even responded. He commented at one point saying, "Dropping this on my daughter's birthday is crazy. But you know what's really crazy, Austin? Cheating on your pregnant wife." Anyways, this comes after Catherine announced on Mother's Day that she was coming out with a 2-part book that goes over her life, especially the most profound moments in her life. The first couple chapters of the book were released online, where she did admit that Austin cheated on her. She said that she found out during her 3rd pregnancy. Austin, of course, got destroyed on the internet. His dumb self said that he did cheat on Catherine, but she knew he was cheating and blaming the fact that they were not doing it for a year. And he claimed she gave him permission to cheat as long as he didn't embarrass her. He also mentioned she wasn't entirely truthful in her book and didn't get why she was writing about him. He also accused her of being a danger to their kids, alleging that she hosts ayahuasca ceremonies in the house where his kids sleep. Catherine did not hold back. She completely spoke out about everything. She said she actually spoke highly about him in most of her book, calling him her teacher in life, but he was only focused on all the cheating stuff. Yes, she exposed him knowing that he'd receive hate, but that was a huge life-changing moment. Of course, she's going to talk about the big elephant in the room. It wouldn't make sense to not be honest about what happened and why they divorced. People want to know. On the Call Her Daddy podcast, she said she was addressing way more. She said for so many years she was silencing herself, and she was finally ready to share her story. Catherine talks about her parents and how she first met Austin. She says good things about him, like she knew from the minute that they went on their first date that he would be her husband and that they would have kids. They both briefly met at an all-white party, and Austin reached out to her on Instagram. Catherine mentions that their first kiss was the first time that they said "I love you," and 2 months after that they met, she was pregnant. She then gets into YouTube and how that started for them. A friend of Austin's suggested to them that they should make their own channel. Then we start the real questions. Alex asked her about one of the accusations that they faced, like exploiting their children on YouTube.
Do you have any hesitations in the beginning or later on about putting your kids on camera?
Never. And you know why, Alex?
Why?
Because back in the day, it was really new. Like YouTube, it's been a thing for a while, but we were really like that, like, I hate to say the word, but I feel like we kind of pioneered that like family vlogging experience. You know what I mean? It's like we were the first to do it at that magnitude.
There are people that accuse you and Austin of exploiting your kids. Like, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I just think that like when we first started, it was so pure. It was like pure intentions. It was like, obviously we want to make a living, you know, like anyone wants to make a living, you got to work. But it was more like we're just being present with our family, our daughter. And
so much of your success is through your children. Like, did you guys have a big conversation about setting them up with money and like putting money away for them? Or was it more just like, it's all the families?
Yeah, no, they have their separate bank accounts. I actually very early on in my career, I think 2017 when Elle was about a year old, we got her a bank account, you know? Yeah, I think that those were the conversations and things we were having.
Yeah.
But in terms of like exploitation and stuff like that, never crossed our mind. That was like, I just feel like we were just the beginning of something new.
How do you feel about it now?
You know, we're in the age of technology, and you know, it's like there's no right or wrong, I don't think.
Alex asked how much the Ace family were making on average at their highest time, and Catherine said 7 figures a month, which is crazy. But she says she was numb and had a lot of people around them, and that they made bad business decisions. Also, that Austin made a lot of the financial decisions without her, and money would be missing.
In the book, you write that Austin made a lot of financial decisions without asking you, and that it was so extreme you would check your bank accounts and see 6 figures missing. Where was all the money going?
Yeah, there was moments where, you know, I'd see some money coming out and it was, you know, to pay this, pay that. And it was like, I didn't feel like I was having that like wife, like that partner, that husband and wife conversation about our finances. And it would be heartbreaking to look at the bank because I was very well aware of what was in there. And it's like, where did that go?
Then she talks about their home foreclosure and what happened, how her life was falling apart, and she was trying to stay positive. And then we get into the cheating and how they started as rumors that she did not believe at first.
When it first started, my heart sank. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I remember like sitting with myself, oh my gosh, like, is this gonna happen? You know? And then it was like, oh, well, I see him. I'm with him every day. Like we're co-parenting, we're married, we're business partners. I mean, when is he gonna have time? But it's really interesting. I was telling my mom the other day, I remember when I was 16 years old and I walked into a room where the TV was on and there was, it was that talk show, Tyra Banks. And there was a lady who said, if a man has enough time to go into the bathroom, he has enough time to cheat. And it just stuck with me. And I thought, does he have enough time to cheat on me? You know what I mean? And so that was kind of like the beginning. It's like, I don't know what's true or not. And, you know, I'd even have moments where we'd be laying in bed, you know, just falling asleep. And I'd get a text from a random number. Your husband is out at a party with me, da-da-da. And I'm thinking like, he's right over here. So there's moments I didn't know what to believe.
She mentions he would deny it at that time, and she trusted Austin and never believed the first cheating allegation to be true.
Trusted him?
I did. Yeah, I really trusted him.
When you look back at the very beginning, like the very beginning allegations, do you believe even then he was cheating?
No.
Later, she gets into times that she knew he was cheating. Austin told Catherine he needed to go to Miami for a meeting, and she encouraged him to go. And while he was there, she heard him on the phone with other women. Meanwhile, she was pregnant.
He pocket dialed me accidentally, and I heard women in the back. There were a couple women, and I thought, okay, well, I guess my husband's hanging out with women. Yeah. I'm thinking, whatever, hung up the phone, continued my day. A couple of months go by, and this blonde male makeup artist makes this video on YouTube talking about my husband and how he was in Miami, and there was this group of people, and there was all these girls, and there was this boat, and all these. And to be honest with you, till this day, I never watched the video. But I have gotten that like information from some good friends who watched it for me and were able to like process it for me and help me process it. And I was pregnant in that moment. And I had to listen to that. And nobody knew I was pregnant. I was having my son. And I remember bawling and thinking, is this true? And even if it's not true, why are people saying this? This is like so detailed and like, and I believe, you know, I didn't believe the horrors, but it was like, am I just being stupid right now? Like, am I just really not sitting with this? Or do I vindicate him? Do I vindicate our family? And that's what I did.
She is referring to when Cole Carrington posted his video exposing Austin and his dad for having a yacht party in Miami with women, and they forced themselves on his friends, and that they, you know, did some serious crimes and made people sign NDAs. People at that time thought that Cole could be lying, but now it's confirmed that he wasn't. But the horrors that went on there, we don't know. Catherine continued on with so much, but she continues that Austin never admitted to the cheating. He would just gaslight her, and how she saw text messages from a woman when they took their daughter Alea to her first haircut, and Catherine was filming her get her haircut. Meanwhile, fans were around them and her phone died, so she asked Austin for his phone quickly so that they don't miss the moment. And she says that's when she saw a text come through that really made her believe the rumors. She also found out that he flew a woman out, and that woman was there at their basketball charity event. She confronted Austin and he denied, but the cheating was confirmed to her by his family at one point who knew, and he cheated with a lot of women. Catherine also responded to the narrative that he made, saying that she gave him permission to cheat.
Never cheat on the person you love. And I would never in a million years say that. There was a lot of things that I was losing control over, right? My family, my relationship. As soon as I grabbed the phone, this long text comes through. If you really love your wife, you wouldn't be da-da-da-da-da. There was a lot of narratives and things that were being said. But in that moment, my heart drops. I'm pregnant. There's people watching us. The camera's on. Grabs the phone from me and instantly deletes the message.
Catherine also revealed that she felt like she was just playing along for YouTube while doubting if his grand romantic gestures were even real. She revealed that Austin secretly recorded her telling him not to share a cheating confession video because it could backfire. She believes he used that recording clip to twist the narrative while she was looking out for him. She said he shouldn't have posted that video since it didn't reflect the truth. But now, of course, Austin McBroom has responded to Catherine going on the Call Her Daddy podcast. He's bringing up the kids and doesn't want to respond despite the backlash that he is getting. He's saying that he couldn't open up his daughter Elle's birthday gift because Catherine went onto that podcast.
Elle called me this morning before school, and she asked me to come over to her mom's house so we can open up all of her birthday gifts together as a family. And obviously, I was unable to do that. That shit broke my heart, and Elle doesn't deserve it.
Really, nothing is preventing him from going over there. He just can't face the shame. And if Catherine could keep a smile around the kids and be cordial despite his cheating, he can put on a smile and go open up gifts with his daughter at Catherine's house, okay? Austin, anyway, said that he planned to make a whole response but won't do that for the kids' sake.
Guys have been waiting for my response to the podcast, and if I'm being honest, I was very close at giving you guys exactly what you wanted. I was getting ready to drop an atomic bomb. You know my little ass ran to Snapchat. I even went as far as getting dressed up and even buying the pink chair. But I realized that there is nothing in this world. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. There was nothing in this world that is worth something affecting my kids. And you guys know me better than anybody. When it comes to my kids, I'm gonna pick them first every time. And so I realized in order for this shit to stop, the best thing for me to do is not respond. Because you guys see what's going on. It would just continue and it would affect my kids. And my kids don't deserve it.
Really, Austin, you want to be so considerate and think of your kids, but you weren't doing that when you cheated on your wife, the mother of your kids. Anyways, he does say more. Many people think he's trying to convince himself because none of us are buying this and he's being narcissistic. And honestly, I don't think he realizes this will affect his kids. They will get older and find out about this. And Catherine is allowed to stand up for herself because he's humiliated her for years in public and in private. And at the end of the day, it's all his fault. He ruined his family and his own reputation. For years, there's always been cheating rumors, and Catherine did what she needed to, so too bad. But what do you guys think of this entire situation and Catherine going on the Call Her Daddy podcast exposing him? What do you guys think about him responding? And feel free to just comment your opinions down below. I love reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.